All right, we're going to get started with our 3 characters. Yo for friend or friendship. Shing for faith. And I for love. So I've already been working on Yo. And I used a red color pencil and a marker and then switched to watercolor. And then I'm going to switch to our Sumi ink. So since I've already done Yo, I'm going to show you the next one, which is Shing. So you're going to start off with that grid paper if you want, or you can just use regular sketch paper or rice paper. So I'm going to take my grid template and start with the red color pencil. You can do this right onto the template if you want to print that out, or you can just start a new one. So Shing has 9 strokes, and so I want to make sure I follow the stroke order like as it is on the template. So I'm going to start here with my first stroke, 1, and then I can practice it again, 1, 2, and this one is on the left side, 1, 2, 3. So I'm just doing the same strokes again, repeated for practice. 1, 2, 3, and 4. This is just a horizontal diagonal stroke. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's a shorter horizontal line, not diagonal, sorry. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So the 8th stroke, remember, it's 2 and 1. So don't lift up your pencil or brush when making that mark. Now I'm going to switch to the marker so you can see it a little better. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So now I've completed the 9 strokes to write my word Shing or faith. And then I can do the same thing with love. This one has 10 strokes. I'm actually going to now switch to my practice pad, and I started on this earlier, and you don't have this, but you could just use your rice paper or any kind of paper to practice on. And for this one, I am just going to use regular water, so I want to make sure I wash out all the ink on my brush because I just want to use plain water. In fact, I'm just going to switch to another brush just to make sure I'm just using water. So I'm going to get out my bamboo brush, and this is just to practice the strokes. So we have different kinds of strokes, and you can practice holding your bamboo brush up and down so that you can control it. So I'm going to start off with this stroke, up and down and up, diagonal, slightly curved, and then horizontal. And this is going to be helpful for painting when later on we're going to do bamboo with these brushes, and the notches in the bamboo are just the horizontal strokes. So you lay the brush down and then lift it up a little bit and curve down a little bit. Then up and down, I'm going to lay it down and then go up and then release. Lay my brush down, then point up, release. This one has a slight point or hook at the end. This one curves. Let me get some more water here. So this one curves. Another diagonal. This one also is a diagonal. This one gets wider and curves up, curves down. So it just gets practice on when to lift up your brush, when to apply pressure, and when to make that hook at the end. When to curve. Get some more water. And this is kind of magic paper that I got from Taiwan, and you can see the ink is starting to disappear. So that way it allows you to practice it over and over again. You could probably order it online, but you don't have to. You can just use your rice paper. That's why you've got like a whole pad that you can just use as much as needed for practice. Now I'm going to switch over to my blank pad, which I started writing the word love on earlier, and I'm going to practice writing the word love just with water on my practice pad. So the word love has 10 strokes. I want to make sure that I do it in the right order. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So there's 10 strokes. And I can keep practicing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That one's got the hook. 7, 8, 9 is 2 strokes in one, so don't lift up your brush. And then 10, I want that curve of that line to kind of be elongated at the end. So then I can keep practicing with the practice pad. Or if you don't have the practice pad, you can just use regular paper or the rice paper. So now I'm going to use watercolor on this one, which I started earlier. And I just use these reusable yogurt containers with the lid so that I can save my paint. And I just put a drop of black watercolor and mixed it with water. And always have some extra paper towel around to dab your brush, needed. And then I'm just going to do the same thing on my paper here to practice the word love. And you want to practice love because we're going to write the word love on our postcards for the next lesson. So then you can practice with the watercolor. And then when you're ready after practicing with the watercolor, you can get out the Sumi ink, which mine looks like this here. And you just want to be careful with the Sumi ink because it is not washable as the watercolor is. You can see I've got it all over my hands. So then I'm just going to dip my brush in there and don't need a whole lot. And then you can see the quality of the ink is so much better than the watery watercolor which we're using for practice. So then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I'm going to need some more ink. But the more you do it, the more confident you will be, and you won't be so shaky. You can see I was a little bit shaky in that one, and that affects the mark. So there's a real artistry behind it. So it's just practice will give you more confidence. And they don't have to be perfect. Just needs to be to the point where you're happy with it. So again, I need to add more ink so that the quality looks more like the top row than the second one. And you can just keep practicing that for all the 3 characters, and then especially for love, because I want you to show your completed practice sheet for the word love, for I, and then we're going to add those to our postcards during the next lesson. So don't forget to wash your brushes out when you're done. And that's it for today.